Gary, just talk about the way you guys were able to win this one tonight.
Well, I thought we were disciplined. We did a good job of taking a lot of punishment. We got a lot of power plays. Would have liked to see our power play cash in a little bit more. We had some great looks, just for whatever reason, couldn't capitalize. They're a veteran group, Peoria. They capitalize on very few chances that they had. We made a couple mistakes, and boom, it's in the back of the net, right? So they're a team that can score, and they can score very quickly. So, we knew we had to be able to score and kind of keep the pace with them. I thought we did a good job. You look at the game, there's 7 different goal scorers. Anytime you can score 7 goals, you have 7 different guys. That doesn't happen often. So, I thought the guys did a good job, keep sticking with it. When they scored that goal when we were that shorthanded goal that made it a 1 goal. That was a big momentum part, about 5 minutes left in the third. How we handled it, I really liked, because we kept sticking with it. Again, this is a resilient group of guys, and I think we've handled adversity pretty well during the highs and lows of a game. And you got to tip your hat to the boys for being able to score 7 goals.
Well, Mitch, he had the beautiful assist on Milan's goal, obviously, and then he makes that turnaround move. What did you see there with him? He had a defender on him, draped around, gets the puck, turned his wheels, and saw that the whole net was open, and he fired it into the corner there.
Well, we've talked about this, funneling pucks to the net from weird areas sometimes if you don't have a play, and he took that and used it, obviously. I don't think in real time, when things are happening that fast, I bet you if you asked him, if you interviewed him, he probably wouldn't expect that net to be that wide open, because you don't expect the Peoria player to take the goalie out of the play. But that's essentially the reason why the goal happened, right? Was the player took his own goalie out of the play and allowed that goal to happen. But again, I think he had 3 points tonight. Played very good. He was outstanding on the penalty kill. On the power play, he made some good plays. So yeah, Mitchie was a big player tonight.
I have never seen that penalty called slew footing. What happened on that?
So I seen it out of the corner of my eye. I don't want to talk about something until I really rewatch it and say something that's not correct. But the linesman did see it. I yelled at it because I seen it out of the corner of my eye, but I didn't see it in totality. So, after the play happened, the referee didn't see it, and that's one of those calls. It's a very dangerous one. So the linesman actually went up and told the referee, and that's why the call was made.
How often is it? It's not called much, is it?
Well, a lot of times, in a one referee system, like we only have one referee down here, a lot of times slew footing happens behind the play. So as the referee is going up with the play, a lot of times those dirtier plays happen because players are smart. They know where the ref's looking. It happens behind the play. So a lot of times it takes the gall for a linesman to actually see it and go tell, hey, listen, you just missed this one, type of thing. So that's what happened.
Well, how big of a moment? Because you got a 5-minute power play, and then you got a goal. You obviously got a goal out of it. Plus, you have a power play for 5 minutes, which that's a lot of time.
Yeah, disappointed we gave up a shorthanded goal. That was obviously something we don't want to get in the habit of doing. And you got to tip your hat to Peoria. Their penalty kill was very good tonight overall. They had a lot of guys that played a lot of PK minutes tonight, and I'm sure their coaches are going to have them ready to go tomorrow and be a lot more disciplined. I thought they try to get us off our game early on with the physicality side of things and trying to get us away from our game. And, that's not our game. And I thought our guys did a really good job of just taking some punishment and going on the power play and basically making them beat themselves.
Yep, the 5-minute major really took their legs out of them, because, after that it really was climactic. It was anticlimactic because, they were just hanging on for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it was like us in Birmingham last Friday when we took a bunch of penalties. Honestly, when you get killing that much, you lose all your momentum. And on top of that, a lot of your best players that you need to score when you're behind are out there killing penalties. So by the time it gets 5-on-5, you got a lot of tired guys out there. So, that's why you don't want to get in those situations. It's very tough, especially when you're on the road too. It can be challenging. But again, that's a very good, well-coached team over there. You see a team like that back-to-back nights, that they're going to be a lot better prepared, and we'll be better prepared too.
Gary, after 2 periods, it's tied up. Would you see overall in the third period that you had to like a lot of things the way you guys played that third period to really put the game away?
Yeah, We did a lot of good things, I thought, in the second and third. Our first period, they really, I liked what they did to us. And they had a good game plan coming in against us, and they got a lot of speed through the middle of the ice. I think their centermen are very strong, and they skate very well, so they really push the pace when they get going. So we were a little late in our reloads in the first period, which meant we were just late getting kind of backing on top of things, and they came at our D. That second goal was a good example. They were just coming at us with way too much speed, in the neutral zone. And once we kind of corrected that and started working our structure a little bit better, they're still going to come at you because they're a very good hockey team. But we were able to handle it a little bit better in the second and third.
You're down 2-0, and you look at the score now at 7-4 and stuff. It was hard to believe against a team like Peoria. I mean, they scored 2 goals like that. You think you're going to be in for a hard rest of the night and stuff, but it seems like your offense and the team decided, hey, we need to, climb back into this and get into this game quickly.
Yeah, we stuck with it. I mean, Peoria, and this is the thing I always tell people, you guys might not know that. I mean, they're missing a couple key guys in their lineup right now. They play with 5 defensemen tonight. They had 11 forwards in the lineup. So, they're dealing with some roster issues over there. They're probably not as strong as they were at the beginning of the season. And every team goes through that, injuries and call-ups and stuff like that. But, you got to play the cards that you're dealt with every night. And, we have to do the same thing when that stuff happens. So, I thought for us, we did a good job of identifying what their personnel was tonight and trying to take advantage of that.
Some of your guys know how big of a rivalry this has become. Like you mentioned, you weren't really part of it, but to see it, I mean, every time they play these guys, it's sort of a physical, back and forth kind of game.
Yeah, it was physical from everybody on the ice. I mean, everybody was getting into the action, and I think the fans, it's a fun product to watch. What a great fight between their tough guy and our tough guy, Gulks and Kennedy. That was a heck of a tilt, and it was physical. I mean, you see Garrett, our captain, throwing around the body, throwing some big hits. I mean, everybody was hitting and buying in, and our guys were prepared for that. We talked about it in the pre-scout, like it was going to be a physical game. You got to prepare yourself mentally and physically for the opponent that we're going to see. They got a big team that likes to get physical. So, I thought the guys did a good job of getting themselves, mentally and physically ready for a game like this.
Milan is just one of those guys that it doesn't matter how big the guy is. He's going to come up to him and challenge him anyway, including once he gets a dirty hit or something like that. He doesn't back down from anything.
No, he's a little pit bull. That's what I like about him. He's got jam. When I watched the film during the summer on last year's team, I just seen this little number 10, and he's buzzing around. All of a sudden, he's got like 3 guys on him, And, I talked a lot about the team during the summer when I was recruiting him. I said, we can't leave our captain, in these isolated situations with 3 guys around him. You know what I mean? Like, we got to get in there like a wolf pack and back them up, And I think our identity has been that this year, where we've had guys, like Gulks and Malik, and, I know even Leitner's try to get things going some nights, and Butsy's willing. I mean, we got some willing guys to take care of that side of things where, our skill guys, don't have to worry about that stuff as much.
Got to be a pretty cool feeling seeing the teddy bears raining down and knowing the end game of those teddy bears going to kids in our community.
That's always a lot of fun. I'm looking forward. I got to look on the calendar, but for me, always in Fort Wayne, the trip that I personally did every year was to the cancer with the kids. We always took up. Not only did we take up the teddy bears, but I also always took my players Christmas shopping, and so we would get a list of the kids that were up there. We would actually go buy board games and wrap them. The boys would wrap them and stuff like that. So we'd also take Christmas presents up there on top of teddy bears. So I know that's something I want to talk to Greg about. That's just a personal touch that I've always liked to do with my teams, and it's just a little bit fun. You get some girl presents, in pink, and then the boys. So when you go into the room and you see who's in there, you got something for whatever sex you see, right?
Nice. And then tomorrow, of course, speaking of the childhood cancer or whatnot, Rally Night, sporting the specialty jerseys with all the money going back to the Rally Foundation. Kind of speak on the Ice Flyers Foundation and how it's really quickly embraced the community.
Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons I wanted to come back. You know, I've seen what Greg's done over the last 10 years. You know, when I interviewed for the job, I did some research on the team, and I follow the team, but just from the business side of things. And again, leading the league in attendance and leading the league in charitable donations. And, you know, when you see a team like that do that, that's something that I can get on board with, because I love to do stuff with my own personal business back home in a community and stuff like that. So, you know, our players like to do it too. You know, we had some players out at the Junior Ice Flyer thing this week. And, you know, when I ask guys to do that stuff, I mean, it's immediately guys are raising their hand to volunteer. So we recruited a good group of guys, you know, that want to get out and do this stuff in the community. And obviously, I think that's something that Greg really cares about. And, you know, to get kind of an extension from him as the owner all the way down from hockey ops into the player side, everybody's kind of wants to do the same thing. That makes it even more special.
I got to say, that was really cool earlier this week, seeing your guys out there with the 6 and the 8 and the 12s. Yep. With the Junior Ice Flyers. I mean, as much as the kids were enjoying it, you had people like you know, Malik out there who was grinning ear to ear for 2.5 hours while on the ice. So it's really cool again to see how the players are really embracing and getting involved in the community.
Yeah, let's not forget you're going to see all their bowling skills on Sunday, supposedly.